Welcome to Living History Channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more videos like this one.
On February 3, 1807, British forces under Brigadier General Sir Samuel Auchmuty capture Montevideo from the Spanish Empire, a city that would later become the capital of Uruguay. At just 18, gunslinger John Wesley Hardin entered an Abilene hotel in 1871, already feared. That night, a man snoring led to gunfire through the ceiling, and Hardin vanished into the dark. In 1954, Sophia Loren is helped into costume for a scene in the film Attila. The moment captures the actress early in her career, just before international fame. In 1942, a German Ju-87D Stuka dive bomber flies over the burning ruins of Stalingrad as the city below is devastated during one of World War II's fiercest battles. Born in Mainz in 1882, German goldsmith Ludwig Friedmann was deported to Auschwitz in August 1942 from France. He arrived with hundreds of others and did not survive the camp. In the early 2000s, Muhammad Ali was rumored to be secretly training for a comeback fight against former heavyweight champion Riddick Bowe. Despite his battle with Parkinson's, Ali insisted he wasn't done with boxing. Dan Blocker, born in 1928, brought warmth and humor to Bonanza as Hoss Cartwright. Standing over 6 feet tall, he was as kind and protective off-screen as he was on television. In 1936, young JFK holds a snake in Palm Beach, Florida, with his sister Rosemary behind him. 5 years later, Rosemary underwent a lobotomy, leaving her with lifelong disabilities. In 1952, Audrey Hepburn appeared in Secret People, one of her earliest screen roles. Even in these first moments, her presence was luminous, quietly magnetic, and already hinting at the star she would become. In 1963, Green Beret James Nick Rowe vanished into the jungle, captured by the Viet Cong. 5 years in a bamboo cage tested him, but he survived, escaped, and later created the SEER program to train U.S. elite forces. Between 1920 and 1925, André Derain painted Woman in an Armchair, an oil on canvas now housed at the National Gallery of Art in Washington, D.C., showcasing his vibrant Fauvist style. Master Sergeant Mike C. Pina could have retreated with his men, but he stayed behind. Alone, he held the line as enemy forces advanced, giving his platoon time to escape and saving countless lives. In 1944, Virginia Mayo is pictured adjusting her scarf in front of a mirror. The image captures the charm and elegance of the actress during Hollywood's golden era. Born in Paris in 1877, French Jewish man Lucien Levy was deported from Drancy to Auschwitz on April 29, 1944, where he was tragically murdered after arrival selection. Models wear Egyptian-themed swimsuits by Cole of California in 1956, mixing Hollywood style with ancient-inspired designs for a striking look. Privates Fazaldine and Dempsey hold their Bren near Buna. This brutal battle left only 78 men of the 210th Battalion unscathed, a victory bought with heavy blood. Tony Curtis and Marilyn Monroe on the set of Some Like It Hot in 1959. This masterpiece remains a comedy peak. Fun fact, Marilyn required 47 takes for one simple line. Inside Tehran's Grand Bazaar in 1959, a porter carries a heavy tray on his head with expert balance. This iconic maze has been the city's beating economic heart for centuries. Rose Claire Leonard watches a post-war TV demo in NYC. In 1945, screens were tiny novelties, yet they changed the world. Did you know early TVs cost as much as a new car? American and German soldiers share a laugh in April 1945. As the war ended, many enemies chose peace over final battles. Fact, in these final weeks, thousands of Germans surrendered to the West to avoid Soviet capture. French resistance fighters and a U.S. soldier celebrate the liberation of Paris in 1944, a city reborn after 4 years of occupation. Fact, Paris was freed with minimal damage. Behind the scenes of Pink Floyd's The Wall movie, these haunting masks were designed to symbolize the loss of individuality in schools. Fact, each mask was handmade. A black officer protects a KKK member in this scene from Black Klansmen. It captures the ultimate irony of professional duty. Fact, the story is based on a real 1970s undercover mission. The Utah State Prison baseball team in 1912. The young boy was the team's mascot among the inmates. Fact, back then, prison teams often played against local amateur clubs. A soldier tests the Brewster body shield in 1917. This early bulletproof armor was heavy steel, designed to stop rifle rounds. Fact, it was so heavy that soldiers couldn't move easily. The B-29 Suella J and its crew prepare for a 1945 mission. These bombers dominated the Pacific skies. Fact, the B-29 program cost even more than the Manhattan Project itself. A massive, mysterious black monolith stands amidst a frozen volcanic landscape. It feels like a scene from another world. Fact, such structures are often hidden art installations designed to provoke awe. A 1960s fashion clash. A woman in a miniskirt walks past a group of nuns. This iconic photo captures the rapid cultural shift of the era. Fact, the miniskirt was a symbol of women's liberation. The 1904 ad that created the t-shirt. It promised bachelors no buttons, no sewing. Fact, this simple idea turned a basic undershirt into a global fashion icon. Gary Anderson designing the universal recycling symbol in 1970. He was only 23 when he created this global icon. Fact, the design was inspired by the Mobius strip. A massive bluefin tuna hauled aboard at night. These giants can weigh over 1,000 pounds and are built for speed. Fact, they are top predators and can swim up to 43 miles per hour. Vladimir Putin brings his dog, Kony, to a 2007 meeting with Angela Merkel. Knowing her fear of dogs, this was seen as a power move. Fact, Putin later apologized, claiming he didn't know. John Salling one of the last Civil War veterans, photographed in 1959 at age 112. Behind him hang symbols of a divided past. Fact: he lived to see the Jet Age after fighting in the 1860s. Nature's real-life horror. A cordyceps fungus sprouting from the body of a grasshopper. This parasite takes over the host's brain before killing it. Fact: it inspired the terrifying creatures in The Last of Us. A prisoner in 1900s, China facing a slow death in a standing cage. This public execution caused fatal exhaustion. Fact: it was a brutal deterrent used during the late Qing dynasty. A German mother weeping as she learns the fate of her son from returning POWs in 1946. These posters were used to find the missing after the war. Fact: over 1 million German soldiers never returned. Munich Oktoberfest waitresses in the early 1900s hauling heavy stone mugs. These women were icons of strength and tradition. Fact: modern pros can carry over 10 full liters at a single time. A futuristic gas station in 1970s Soviet Kiev, featuring UFO-shaped canopies. This unique design hung fuel hoses from above. Fact: only 2 were ever built, blending space-age style with daily life. A Victorian refrigeratorium used before electric fridges. These ornate iceboxes were a luxury for the wealthy. Fact: they relied on huge ice blocks to keep food cold. Queen Elizabeth II driving herself in her Range Rover. She was known for her love of driving and was the only person in the UK allowed to drive without a license. Fact: she served as a mechanic during WWII. A gas station in 1939 where fuel cost just 9.5 cents per gallon. During the Great Depression, prices hit record lows to keep cars moving. Fact: adjusted for inflation, that's like paying only $2 today. 4 generations of British royalty. Queen Elizabeth II holding Prince Charles with King George VI and Queen Mary in 1948. Fact: this rare portrait captures the direct line of succession. Carmen Miranda, the Brazilian bombshell, performing with her iconic energy in the 1940s. She was the highest-paid woman in Hollywood. Fact: her fruit hats became a global fashion phenomenon. Hans Langseth, the man with the world's longest beard, which reached 5.3 meters. Fact: he grew it for 60 years, and it was later donated to the Smithsonian. Stockholm's 1890 telephone tower with 5,000-plus wires. This chaotic web marks the dawn of communication. Fact: it was the largest hub before cables went underground. A man riding a tamed zebra in the early 1900s. While zebras are notoriously difficult to domesticate, a few were trained for riding and carriages. Fact: their wild nature and aggression made them impractical for long-term use. A group of identical brothers, or a masterfully staged photo from the early 20th century. Fact: this image often circulates as a curiosity of genetics, or early trick photography. A human stands next to the massive leg of an Argentinosaurus. This dinosaur lived 90 million years ago. Fact: it is likely the largest land animal to ever walk the earth, weighing up to 100 tons. Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, posing with his trademark cigar. He believed cigars were essential to his work and focus. Fact: Freud smoked up to 20 cigars a day for decades.
Thanks for watching. I'm always hunting for lost photos and untold stories. Got a time period in mind? Let me know in the comments.